From Ruby Ridge to the Murray Building, the 90s were a time of anti-government fueled sieges and terror. Was this a result of a government who suppressed its people, or the obscure thoughts of white supremacists, modern-day messiahs, and cult leaders? This was one of the most turbulent decades in law enforcement history, but the worst was yet to come. Soon, a 51-day standoff would occur and stain the average citizen's thoughts on law enforcement for years to come. I've extensively researched the Prince Davidians. It was my senior research paper topic before school was canceled due to COVID-19. First, I'll discuss the Davidians' lifestyle before the sieges. Secondly, the investigations into the Davidians, and finally, the siege that took place. The Davidians had an interesting lifestyle that resulted in several investigations and the final siege that took place. The unique lifestyle of the Davidians is still studied today. They relied heavily on the Bible for their main standard of authority, while focusing on the Old Testament. They lived in their Mount Carmel complex outside of Waco, Texas, until much of the property was destroyed by the sieges. The charismatic leader, David Koresh, believed he was entitled to any woman he wanted, and was believed to have wives as young as 12. Because of this, Davidians were suspected of sexual abuse and misconduct. Once a UPS driver reported stockpiles of guns, grenade casings, and gunpowder, the local sheriff's department contacted the ATF. This initiated the ATF's initial investigation. The ATF's investigation began by finding the Davidians' arms dealer and interrogating him. Also, the ATF planted agents in a house across from the complex posed as college students. However, the operation was purely executed and was easily to uncover. The agents were in their 30s, drove new cars, and didn't have schedules that would work for a college student. Also, an agent began trying to infiltrate the compound, but his identity was soon discovered by Koresh. Once the ATF was caught, the 51-day standoff began. For 51 days, America watched as the ATF and FBI negotiated with the Davidians. On February 28th, the ATF began a raid of the compound. Gunfire soon erupted, with both sides claiming it was the other who fired first. In all, 4 ATF agents and 5 Davidians lost their lives. Soon after, the FBI took over and began negotiating with leader David Koresh. After weeks of negotiations being overrun by the hostage rescue team, another raid was approved. Using military-style vehicles, the FBI began inserting CS gas into the walls of the compound. When Davidians began firing on agents, the FBI increased the volume of CS gas into the compound. Soon, 3 fires broke out. Only 9 individuals escaped the fires, and all 76 individuals lost their lives. This was one of the most mesmerizing events in law enforcement history. Today we discussed the Davidians' lifestyle, the investigations, and the final siege that took place. This was a fascinating event and stained law enforcement's image for many years.